All right. My name is Stephen Ryan. I'm a current senior math and public policy major, graduating this spring. And I worked with Y Analytics as a Tableau data analyst research assistant. That's kind of a long name for me working in Tableau. So about Y Analytics and my mentor, Lee Larson. So Y Analytics is a fully owned subsidiary of a private equity firm called TPG. And it was created alongside the Rise Fund. So the Rise Fund is TPG's impact investing fund, and they have since done multiple rounds of funding, and now they're up to about $13 billion worth of assets. Some of that focuses just on climate-related impact investments, and then others are related to international development. They did some work with vaccines, some work with education, kind of all across the board. So my role as a Tableau data analyst was to develop dashboards that would serve different purposes for the Y Analytics teams. And I'll get more into the specifics of what those dashboards were, but it was an iterative development process. So I would work with the team, kind of sketch out what they wanted to see, then build the dashboard, allow them to give critiques and feedback on the dashboard each week, and then I would go back and adjust it. And then finally, what I'm working on right now is distilling some findings. So focusing on the insights that upper management might want to see, and then offering user training to employees so that they can understand how they could use my dashboards to help make their work process easier. So just a quick breakdown of what the dashboards were. Initially, there were supposed to be 4, but I only ended up getting to 3. And the 3 were the global, sectoral, and deal level view. So global view is just overview of all of the companies that they had been researching for their specific impact investing fund. And that view showed just an overview of key metrics, so that they have this thing called the IMM, which is the impact multiple of money, basically the dollar amount that whether it's the social cost of carbon or an increase in education for people, or any additional life years that they gain because of some biomedical product, that all is considered underneath IMM, and just comparing deals that they've invested versus not invested and trends over time. Then the sectoral view was breaking that down into specific sectors, so whether that's climate or education or food. And that one is also geared towards leadership, but a little bit more helpful to, say, the VP of specific sectors. And then the deal view is just deal by deal specifics, looking at essentially a snapshot of what would have been a nicer way to look at something in Excel. And that's for research associates to compare deals that they're currently looking at to deals that they may have researched in the past. So that way they don't have to go over and look up different things on the internet that they've already have research papers to back up. And my key takeaways were, there were 4 core ones. So one of them was about the iterative development process. I thought it was a really beneficial way to go through web development, Tableau development. I'm not super interested or capable. I think I'm capable, but not remarkably interested in web development and database design and database management. But for projects where that will be something that I have to do in the future, doing it where I'm checking in with the team each week to make sure that they are getting what they want is something that I think is very useful. There was never something that I created that was a waste of time because I wasn't making a product and then asking for feedback. It was throughout the entire time I was getting feedback. Another one was just creativity within that process. Because I was getting feedback all the time, I got the chance to try different things, and I even came up with a metric that they ended up finding particularly useful and was really pretty detailed. So using that creativity, not only within the visual space, but also in terms of creating some data form, I think was something I can take away. Another is asking questions. there are things that I didn't know, and things, especially about the process and the data forms that I was using, where I needed a pretty quick catch up in order to make any sense out of it. So especially because my job was remote, just shooting people emails or direct messages was really, really helpful. And then finally, utilizing my resources was something that I learned. So my primary job was working in Tableau with a few specific databases and a few specific white papers to kind of inform what I was thinking. But I had access to all the onboarding materials for other people within the company and other roles. So just going through that on my own time and taking advantage of that was something that I thought would be